Big news for future U.S. citizens. On August 15, 2025, USCIS announced a major policy change. Instead of just checking off a list of past mistakes, officers will now look at your whole life and what you've done for your community. This new way of doing things is meant to be fairer and more complete. Its official name? Restoring the strict, holistic, and comprehensive good moral character evaluation standard for aliens applying for naturalization. Simply put, USCIS wants to see the whole person, not just their worst moments. This could open doors for many people who worried one mistake would ruin their chance. Understanding these changes is super important for anyone thinking about becoming a citizen. We'll talk about what good moral character means, how the rules have changed, and what you need to know to get ready. We'll also explain how your past, both good and bad, can affect your application. The path to citizenship is detailed, but this new policy might make it easier for many to get there. For some, this is a second chance. For others, it's a reminder to show their best self. By the end, you'll know how to build a strong case and show that you're ready to be a U.S. citizen. Let's dive into what this means for your journey to citizenship. Here's what you need to know about the new rules. To become a U.S. citizen, you have to show you have good moral character, or GMC. This isn't just about following the rules, it's about being honest, responsible, and a good part of your community. Most people need to show GMC for 5 years before they apply. For spouses of U.S. citizens, it's 3 years. You have to keep up this standard until you take the oath of loyalty. Any mistakes during this time can cause your application to be turned down. GMC means paying your taxes, taking care of your family, and being truthful with USCIS. It's a way to measure your honesty and how much you respect U.S. values. Without GMC, your application will be rejected, even if you meet all the other requirements. The new rules give officers more freedom to weigh your good actions against past mistakes. This means your whole story matters, not just one bad moment. If you've turned your life around, you now have a better chance to show it. Officers will look at what you've contributed, not just your record. This change could make a big difference for many people applying. Understanding GMC is super important for a successful application. Let's see how the old system worked and why it needed to change. Before, USCIS used a strict checklist to decide if someone had good moral character. Certain crimes like murder or really serious ones meant an automatic no, no matter what. Even small mistakes from before the 5-year period could cause big problems. Officers often focused only on the bad stuff, with little room to think about positive changes or helping the community. This led to decisions that weren't always the same and made applicants really worried. One mistake could hide years of good behavior. The process felt very black and white, with not much room for the full story. The new rule aims to fix this by making sure they look at everything in a more fair and complete way. Now, your whole story matters, not just your worst moment. The new policy uses a whole-person approach. Officers now have to look at everything, the good and the bad, when they check your application. This means your good actions can help balance out past mistakes. If you've fixed your mistakes, have a steady job, or help your community, that counts. Officers are told to weigh all the evidence, not just focus on the bad stuff. The situation matters. Was the mistake a one-time thing? How long ago was it? What have you done since then? Very serious crimes still disqualify you, but for less serious issues, your good record can make a difference. This way of doing things creates a fairer and more consistent standard across all USCIS offices. It's about seeing the full picture of your life in the U.S. The goal is to find future citizens who will make the country proud. Now, let's look at what can still hurt your application. Some actions are still really bad for your application, even with the new rules. Automatic no-goes include things like murder, serious crimes, and certain serious crimes during the legal period. Lying to USCIS on your application or in your interview is a huge red flag. Not paying child support, alimony, or taxes can also hurt you. Even a pattern of arrests or behavior like repeated DUIs can be a problem. Not registering for selective service, if required, is another negative. The new policy allows for balancing, but a long list of negatives with few positives will most likely lead to a denial. Honesty and being open are super important. Bring up issues and show what you've done to fix them. Take steps to solve problems before you apply. The more you can show that you've changed, the better your chances. Now, let's talk about what helps your case. positive contributions are more important than ever. A steady work history shows you are responsible and contribute to the economy. Community involvement, volunteering, coaching, helping at school, shows you care about others. Strong family ties and supporting your loved ones are big positives. Letters from employers, community leaders, or organizations can strengthen your case. If you've overcome past problems, proof of rehabilitation, like completing a program or counseling, is important. Show that you've learned from mistakes and are now a positive force in your community. Gather evidence of your good deeds and responsibility. The more you can document your positive impact, the stronger your application. Even old good deeds count. Let's look at how your past can help or hurt. Officers can look at your entire history, not just the last 5 years. Old convictions, even from decades ago, can still be considered. The older the offense and the more good you've done since, the less it can hurt you. Long-term positive actions like years of volunteering are strong proof of good character. Don't limit your proof to just the legal period. Show your full record. The key is to show consistent growth and positive change. Be ready to talk about your whole history at your interview. Being honest about your past and showing how you've changed is your best strategy. Officers want to see who you are today, not just who you were years ago. Be ready to tell your complete story. Getting ready is super important with these new rules. First, be totally honest. Tell them about any arrests or legal troubles, even if the charges were dropped. Gather official records and be ready to explain anything negative that happened. Collect proof of all the good things you've done, like your work, taxes, supporting your family, and helping out in your community. Ask your boss, community leaders, or organizations for detailed letters about you. If you have a negative past, show proof you've turned things around, like programs you finished, payment plans, or counseling. Put all your documents in a good character file. Think about talking to an immigration lawyer, especially if your case is tricky. A lawyer can help you show your best side with these new rules. Getting ready carefully gives you the best chance to succeed. Show them you've learned, grown, and are ready to be a U.S. citizen. Let's wrap up by talking about what all this means for your journey. The new USCIS policy means big changes for people applying for citizenship. Officers now look at your whole life, not just a list of mistakes. This gives you a chance to show your strengths, how you've grown, and what you've contributed. It also means you need to be on top of things, gather proof, be honest, and tell your full story. Officers are asked to weigh all the evidence and understand your situation. The goal is a fairer and more consistent process that recognizes real change. For applicants, this is a chance to show you're ready to be a citizen in every way. Prepare carefully, document your journey, and use this chance to show your best self. The U.S. values second chances and the contributions of those who strive to be good citizens. With the right preparation, you can confidently pursue your American dream.